back at again with another video. If you're here for the first time, my name is Kel, aka Collection Closet. I'm a full-time reseller. I resell on platforms like eBay and whatnot. We've been reselling full-time for the past 3 years, and in that 3-year span, we've sold over $1 million worth of business, sold almost 100,000 items alone on just whatnot. But today we are on the road. We have quite a few things to do today, but it is the first. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to go over a August recap of sales and show you guys real life sales from what we have sold on eBay alone in the past, or last month, past 31 days, however many days there are in August. As we're going throughout our day, we're gonna go over all these items with you guys. So you're gonna get a little best of both worlds, a little vlog action and a little bit of recap of August. So let's jump right into it. First item on this list is going to be this leather Harley Davidson biker jacket. Very nice leather jacket. This is one of the jackets that we ended up getting from that big lot. Actually, I think it was in a couple of videos ago that we had posted. We got a big lot of Harley stuff from one individual, which was their husband's collection. I forgot how many pieces there were. I think it was like 50 or 60 pieces. I don't really remember, but we got a whole bunch of pieces from this person, and you're gonna see a lot of those on today's videos. But this black leather Harley Davidson jacket, this was pretty cool because it had like the Wounded Warrior patch on the back of it. Very nice piece here. We had it listed for, I believe, $159, and we took a best offer of $113 plus shipping. So with that Harley haul, we had an average cost of goods of $16 per item. So going from 16 bucks to 113, obviously there's eBay fees and whatnot, but from 16 to basically about 100 bucks, you can't go wrong with that. So second item on this list is going to be this very nice vintage Eddie Bauer Goose down jacket that actually is pretty unique because it has the coyote fur on the hood. We don't ever really too often find coyote hood on an item, nevertheless on an Eddie Bauer piece. So it was pretty cool to find this one. We had it listed for $139.99, and we ended up taking a pretty quick offer on it of $119. So that was definitely a piece we ended up finding at the Goodwill bins. All right, so we have made it to the Goodwill bins. We're here earlier, but we just came back because we had to go pick something up from somebody, and then we're gonna go somewhere else to pick something else from somebody else. So perfect spot to do item number 3, which was this Harley Davidson leather jacket, again from this Harley haul with the fringe on the sleeves. Those are always really cool to find, really fast sellers. We ended up listing this one for, I believe, $148, and we ended up taking a best offer on this one for $111 bucks. All right, so we're just gonna sit in the curb for a second because they're actually about to do another rotation, so might as well stay for that. So item number 4 is going to be from a bundle I am getting from somebody actually here at the bins. I ended up buying a big bundle from them, which included this Florida State Seminoles like vintage puff jacket. The brand is Apex on this one. We had it listed for $98.88, and we ended up selling it full price for that $98.88, which is always such a good feeling when your items sell for full price. It's just like chef's kiss. So item number 5 is going to be this Hollister jacket. It's like a parka coat, women's green with the fur hood, the faux fur hood. This one we had for a little bit. It sold on our markdown sale at a 30% off. So it sold for full markdown price, which was $41.22. All right, we should get up and go check and see if the next rotation is starting. But as we're walking over, item number 6 of the countdown is going to be this Laura Piana white button-up shirt. Just a plain old white button-up shirt, no logo or nothing other than just the size tag on the neck, and it sold for $90. Crazy. Plain white button-up for 90 bucks. All right, so just finished up that little rotation. Got 2 bags. I think our total was like 25 bucks, which means we had like 12 pounds of items. Nothing too crazy, not a whole bunch, but we got, some little bread and butter stuff. Going on to item number 7 of our 100 items that sold in August, we are these Harley Davidson black leather boots with little like buckle detail there at the bottom of them. I believe these ones, I think we had them listed for $78 or $84, something like that, and they sold for a best offer of $70. Again, another item out of that Harley haul. All right, so we just end up finishing up with our 2 meetups that we had, picked up some goodies. Some of them will be for tonight's live. Some of them will go, of course, go on our eBay. But on to item number 8. So number 8 of this list is going to be the Woods and Gray Cashmere sweater. And up selling for full price for $48. I think this is a piece we got quite a while ago out of a bulk buyout. I think I have a YouTube video on it. One of our first few videos went to somebody on the east coast of Florida whose grandfather passed away, who was filthy rich and had a bunch of clothes. So I think that was from that lot. I can't remember correctly. If not, it was either that or definitely a bins pull. So either way, really low cost of goods. Super happy with that flip there. And then so numbers 9, 10, and 11 of this list are all going to be all three Harley Davidson jackets. Again, all from that Harley haul. As you see there, 2 sold for $67 and 1 sold for $60. I believe all 3 of those were all best offers that we ended up taking on those. Again, could we have got a little bit more on those? Probably, maybe. But we're trying to turn and burn our money. We're trying to turn over product as fast as we can, take our profits in, redeploy into more items, and keep it flipping. Alrighty, so number 12 and 13 of this list are both, yet again, more Harley items from that bundle. What's cool to note about both of these purchases, they were both repeat buyers, however, not the same buyer. So both repeat buyers. The first one was the brown leather Harley Davidson boots. Those were listed for $74. We took a best offer of $65. And 13 is the riding Harley Davidson jacket with the cool flames on the sleeves. That we took a best offer of $60 for. So number 12 and 13. All right, so number 14 we have is this Ralph Lauren, and this is the double-breasted trench coat. This one here, we did end up taking a nice little best offer for $37. This one here was most likely a bins find. A reoccurring theme of a lot of these items are either going to be a bulk buy that we ended up doing, or just a buy in general from somebody or another reseller. But majority of the time is probably going to be a bins find. Obviously, we do source from a rags, flea market, etc., but we get a lot of our inventory from the Goodwill bin. So that is a nice little flip at $1.99 a pound. Can't go wrong with that. So I'm actually driving headed to the gym, and I just realized the gym I go to is closed early because it's Labor Day. Oh, so I gotta hope that the other gym I'm not a member of is not closed, because then that's gonna mess up my little routine we got going on. But if it's closed, then we can probably go thrifting. So maybe we hit another spot. All right, so we just made it back to the warehouse. So we're actually gonna empty out the car first before we hit the gym. Maybe eat a little bit of something before we go to the gym as well. Fuel up. So number 15 of our list is going to be this Orlando Magic Puff Logo 7 vintage jacket. Really cool piece, really fun, especially being here from Central Florida. Always finding some vintage Magic stuff is always fun to get. But this one here, we ended up selling it for full price for $59.99. All right, so I'm gonna start emptying out the car. I'm gonna set you guys up, and we'll go over a few more during this clip. All right, so next few items on this list, we have this Carhartt Visibility Reflective Jacket, sold full price $59.99. Harley Davidson leather boots here, again, full price $54.99 sold. Next up, we have this Harley Davidson riding jacket. We ended up doing a best offer of $65. And last but not least, this Prada pants, full price $78.88. So I tried to get footage in the Chipotle, however, they had music blasting, so I didn't want to get a copyright strike on YouTube, so ended up scrapping that footage. But we got to get to the gas, because we are literally past the Eon empty in the car, so I'm like, fingers crossed we make it across the street to the gas station. But under the list, number 21 we have is this Jabot pair of pants. These ones were a little bit hard because they were purple in colorway. I forget what the size they were, but purple in colorway, so it's kind of a little iffy on, how long it would take for these to sell. But they ended up selling for a full price at listed of $58.88. Jabot, anything really, and especially the Jabot pants, a lot of them, all of them are pretty much very, very good sells. That's definitely something you want to keep your eye out for when you're out and about sourcing. Number 22 on the list is actually this pair of FUBU overalls. They were a 3XL, so big size overalls. Again, another kind of item I was a little weary of picking up because of the size. But they did end up selling. We took a best offer of about half of what we listed it for. I believe we listed it for $68.88. And we took a best offer that was actually going international for $35. I mean, I was completely happy with taking that offer because, one, again, the size. We had it for a little while. And, you know, again, just trying to turn and burn as much as we can. So we took it. Finally getting some gas in the car. That brings us to item number 23 and 24 are actually both Harley Davidson jackets, and they're both going to the same buyer who actually ended up buying more of those jackets or boots on a different day from our Harley lot. So again, that was a great score. We ended up getting, again, $16 average price. Super happy with that. All right, on to number 25 we have is going to be the Farm Rio women's, like, it's kind of like a crop top. I don't know really how you explain it, but I guess you would say a women's crop top. $50 offer. We accepted on it. We actually ended up finding that one at the Goodwill bin. So it is so light, we probably paid maybe $1 for that item. All right, on the road again, leading us to number 26 of our list. 26 is going to be this Harley Davidson denim, black denim, like snap front jacket. This one has a pretty sick graphic in the back of like the bull's skull. This one here ended up selling for, I don't know if this was an offer, got like automatically sent out, I can't remember, but it sold for $49.49, which is not a normal price that we put. So I don't know if that's like a 10% offer that got sent out or what it was, but it ended up selling for about 50 bucks on that one there. For 27 of our list, which is going to be the Nike Air Max 270s. These are a women's pair, I believe in a size 7. These ones there, I believe, sold for $43.99. Those ones were a flea market pickup. We probably paid about $10 for that pair. So not the best or not the greatest in terms of margin, but hey, we were still able to clear a $20 profit on that item. So it's a go for us. Sitting in the parking lot here at the gym, just rolled up. We gotta pay the day pass here because we got a membership at LA Fitness. We have a membership. Actually, no, we only have one membership. That's right. That is right. We only have one membership. I thought I had 2 memberships at first. Actually, I think I still have my Crunch membership, which I need to cancel. I haven't gone to that gym in like 3 years. I'm still paying every single month on that gym. Anyway. About to take this pre-workout. Oh gosh, just gotta turn down my AC here. It's blowing into my face. Any of y'all into working out or getting some gains and you need a new pre-workout? My personal favorite right now is Bucked. This is breathing in. I'm breathing in the powder. Breathing in the powder. Lord Almighty. The AC is like blowing in my face. I'm inhaling it. All right. Cheers. Dry scoop. Here we go. Oh yeah. Yep, down the hatchet. And just like that, with a snap of the fingers, we are back at the warehouse. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up the rest on the handy dandy computer and try to go through as many of the rest as possible. We have a live in about an hour, so hopefully we get through all the rest of them before the live. If not, we'll finish it after the live. So let's get to the computer. Let's get through the rest of this list. All right, so we're back to a stationary setup for you guys in front of a little LED sign. You like it? You like it? But, all right, now here we go. So we're on number 28 of this compilation of just 100 random items that sold for us in the month of August. 28, 29, 30, 31. Looks like all 4 of these are all, again, part of that big Harley lot that you saw in a previous recent video. 28 is going to be the Harley Davidson Bomber Nylon Jacket. This one there looks like it sold for $49.49. Number 29 is another jacket. This is like no more outdoor black, like a more of like a waterproof kind of material for $49 best offer. Yeah, number 30, it looks like it's going to be the Harley Davidson black leather riding boots for $45 best offer. Number 31 looks like it'll be another Harley Davidson jacket with the Wounded Warrior patch. This one there, again, best offer of $50 plus shipping. Coming in at number 32, we have this pair of Tommy Bahama pants, Wilshire silk trousers. Now, a lot of people actually shy away from picking up the Tommy Bahama pants, just trousers or dress pants in general, but as you can see, they still definitely do sell. I believe this one was new with tags. It looks like it sold for an offer or a percentage that, like, I think a 10% off that we sent out for $49.49 plus shipping. Coming in number 33 of the list is going to be another Harley Davidson jacket, another motorcycle with nice patches on the sleeves. This one here, again, best offer took of $45. After shipping is $57.91. Number 34, we have here, switching up the tune, is this vintage Pittsburgh Steelers jacket. So nice on a starter pro line tag. Again, vintage puff sports jacket, especially football, usually always do very, very well. This one here, again, another offer accepted. I think this was one, I think we may have got this from a flea market. I can't remember exactly. Actually, it might have been another bulk buyout that came with the earlier FSU. I think it was a Seminoles puff jacket we talked about earlier. I believe this one came with that one as well. $57.81 out the door. Perfect sale right there. Number 35, what we got here? We have a vintage Carhartt coveralls. Now, these are really, really cool. These don't sell as good as just the normal like workwear barn jackets. However, they still sell. This one here was a men's size 50. So it's definitely a big, big size, but, you know, ended up having it up there for a little while. When we end up taking a best offer of $40 plus shipping for that one there. Number 36, again, another Carhartt. This one is just a normal full zip black heavy duty USA made jacket. It looks like here, again, another $40 offer. After shipping, $57.43 out the door. Number 37 coming in, we have this Florida Gators Stephen Barry's. It's like a faux leather jacket. Really cool piece here with a big logo on the back. This one here looks like it sold for a full asking price of $48.88 plus shipping. Number 38, we have a LL Bean barn jacket. This is actually a women's LL Bean jacket here. Little corduroy collar, very similar to like that Carhartt vibe. 38 here, LL Bean barn jacket. Again, it's sold for $44.99 plus shipping. Solid little piece there. Can't go wrong with that. Again, this is going to be a bins find. 39, keeping the Carhartt coveralls alive. We got another one here, but this is a better size. It's a men's large canvas bib with the double knee. However, even though it's a better size double knee as well, it ended up selling for less for some reason. I don't know if this was an offer or I don't remember how this exactly sold, but it sold for $38.24 plus shipping, which honestly, in my opinion, is kind of low for these, especially in this size. But hey, you know, we got to turn and burn this cash and keep it flipping to the next item. All right, y'all, on to number 40. We have these Nike Air Max woven shoes in a size 9.5 men's. This is a really funky colorway with like that knit weave kind of like pattern to it. This one here, this was a flea market find. We probably paid about $10 for these shoes. It looks like they sold for $42 plus shipping. Again, another solid 20 plus profit right there. 41 on our list is going to be this RLX Ralph Lauren jacket. It's a nice little lightweight full zip here. RLX Ralph Lauren, you can never go wrong with that. Always little light bread and butter stuff. This one here looks like it sold for $24 plus shipping. After shipping, total looks like it came out to $39.01. 42, getting close to the halfway mark. 42 is going to be this Red Bull shirt, just a normal Red Bull F1. F1 is super hot right now in terms of just media and sport in general. F1 is really, really picking up at the moment. This one here looks like is sold for a good amount here for $44.99 plus shipping. So that is a very solid piece. I'm sure it was probably a bid find, paying about $1 for that item. On to number 43, we kind of leaning into like that motocross Y2K skate kind of brand era, which is going to be this Fox hoodie. Fox hoodie with a little camo print with the nice big Fox print on the chest. This one here, a little bread and butter item, nothing crazy, sold for $25 plus shipping. Next up is an item I rarely find at our local bins, which is going to be this very nice Farm Rio dress. I was super lucky and super fortunate to find this item here. I actually found this one and that top that we talked about earlier that sold together in the same bin, so that was an awesome little find. This one here looks like we ended up taking a best offer of $45 plus shipping on this one. Really crazy print on it. I mean, Farm Rio is one of those brands where just looking at it from a mile away, you can kind of recognize it and kind of know, oh, that's a Farm Rio piece, or at least a Farm Rio imitation if it's not Farm Rio. So one of those brands, just like Lily Pulitzer, where you can spot it from a mile away and know that's that brand. 45 on this list. Going back to a little vintage action, we got this vintage Hard Rock Cafe, like a leather bomber jacket. It's like from the 90s with the Orlando print on the back. Nice big Hard Rock spell out on the back as well, embroidered. This one here looks like it was a best offer of $40, so in total plus shipping was $54 out the door. 46, keeping the vintage theme alive. This one's actually a really cool piece. This was out of my own personal collection that I had collecting dust, and I was like, you know what, we need to get this thing listed and turn this cloth into cash. This is a vintage Disney Goofy Paris, him like on rollerblades. Really cool print on the front. You do not see this one all too often, so I was a little sad about listing it and letting it go. But again, it's just a piece of cloth. Rather turn it into some cash and keep it flowing, keep that cash flow going. Vintage Disney Goofy shirt, $45 best offer plus shipping. Again, a little sad to see it go, but happy to see those dollar bills roll on in. All right, y'all, so number 47. This was a kind of a cool piece. This was a vintage Sparko racing suit. It was actually a youth, like, go-kart outfit, which is kind of cool. This one there, it looks like we ended up taking a best offer of $35, $53.04 out the door. This is like a one-off. I don't think I've ever picked up any of the go-karting outfits before, or suits before. This was the first time picking it up. Did some quick comps on the brand, and the comps looked promising. So we ended up picking it up, and lo and behold, we got it sold. All right, on to number 48. Again, this is a great bread and butter item. We always pick it up when we see it, which is this G4 golf polo. Really nice colorful stripes on it. G4 is just one of those brands that are pretty hot right now. It's something that you want to strike while the iron is hot. This one here looks like we took a best offer of $30, so it was $36 out the door after shipping. On to number 49 of our list, we have this St. John sports pants in a woman's size 16. These are like this leather flare kind of pants. They're high rise, it looks like. These, I don't think we had it listed for long. Again, as you see our photo set up, not the best of photo. As you see, half of the wall on the top is showing. The whole item isn't even in our backdrop. But if you have great items, they will still sell no matter what the photo looks like. Of course, you want to make sure you have great photos. It shows and details the items perfectly. But this is a great example of not the best of photo, but it's a great item, so it will still sell. And of course, it sold for our full asking price we had on this of $38.88. On to the halfway mark. Item number 50, we have a vintage Izod Lacoste sweater. These little cardigan sweaters, button front, vintage, they always do very well for us. They usually sell pretty quickly as well, no matter what season you were in. This one here was a nice blue colorway, sold full asking price of $38.88 plus shipping. All right, starting on the back half of this 100, we have this nice pair of diesel Krat jeans. These are a men's 31-32, made in Italy, which is kind of cool. Button fly, I don't know, for some reason people like the button flies, even though it's harder to take them off to try to use a bathroom or something. I don't know why people like the button flies, but hey, people buy it, I'll sell it. These ones here ended up selling at, I think, a 10% off offer of $40.49. Again, fairly quick sell. We probably sold this within 30 days of listing it. 52, a great women's jeans brand we always pick up. There's only a select couple of women's jean brands that we actually pick up. This is definitely one of them. These are the Mother. They're high-waisted, white or beige jeans here. They sold for $40.49. Again, probably a 10% offer that we had sent out and was accepted. 53 of this list looks like it's gonna be a Masters golf polo. Any polo with the Masters golf logo, again, is something we always pick up. There's a great big following for Masters golf with that logo. The Augusta National tournament. This one here looks like it sold for full price. I think we're on number 54. We have here is this Simpsons jacket, men's medium black and gray with a cool Bart Simpson logo on the front and the back. Full price, sold for $38.88. Number 55 of our list here, we got a Lily Pulitzer dress. Again, Lily Pulitzer is one of those women's staple brands we always pick up, always list, and we always sell. This one had a cool like little ruffled trim to it. This one here sold, it looks like, for a best offer of $40 plus shipping. Probably paid at most probably $5 for this item. Number 56 is this Helly Hansen pants. It's a men's XL waterproof snow/skiing pants. Again, we sold this in the early parts of August, where it's still hot in pretty much most places. But again, snow pants still sold in the midst of summer for $40 plus shipping. Next item up, we have this Patagonia Cinchilla vest in a men's large. Just a full zip fleece vest, nothing crazy or special to it. No crazy embroidering besides little front logo there. It looks like it sold for full price at $38.88 plus shipping. 58, onto a cooler piece here. We have the Chicago White Sox Paul Konerko Majestic tag, little jersey action. This one here, it looks like it ended up selling for $39.99 plus shipping. This one, I don't believe, I think it may have had some flaws onto it. I can't remember if it did or if it didn't, but I believe it had a couple flaws. It still sold for $39.99. Item number 59 of the list, we have this Levi's Sherpa trucker jacket with a nice like flannel pattern on the inside, as you can see from the cuffs in the photo. This one here looks like it sold for a 10% off offer of $40.49. Rounding out number 60, we have this nice simple cable knit green Polo Ralph Lauren sweater in a men's medium, nice little cable knit. This one here, bread and butter item we always pick up, as long, of course, as the price is right. It looks like it sold for $33.50 out the door. So good little piece right there, easy little flip. It's an always buy for us. 61, another great bread and butter brand for us is this Brooks Brothers sweater, Italian merino wool. Can't go wrong with merino wool. It looks like, again, a $25 offer. $33.50 out the door. 62, this is like a pretty fun piece here. It's Lacoste collab with Peanuts, or little Snoopy. You see this little doghouse and Snoopy embroidery on the chest. It's kind of a big embroidery. This one here, I think, was a Japan exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was. I mean, there's Japan in the title, so I think it was a Japan exclusive. It looks like we ended up taking a best offer for $40. So that one went out the door for $48.40. 63, we have a little streetwear brand. We don't only list streetwear brands, but we ended up listing this one. It is a Kith shirt, men's gray with a box logo. Just a simple box logo on the front. Nothing fancy with this. However, it still was able to sell for $42 offer. $48 out the door. 64, we have this really colorful pattern, Robert Graham, little button up, little abstract pattern to it in a men's extra large. Good size there to sell. It looks like this one ended up selling for full price $38.88. Now, if this was 5 to 10 years ago, this could have probably sold for maybe even double the price. Robert Graham used to be a super hot commodity and has definitely dipped in price and dipped in demand a lot over the past few years. On to the next one here, we have this FootJoy golf shoes. These ones, I think this was part of a reseller buyout that we ended up having. We bought a big bulk lot of stuff from a reseller. I can't remember what our average price was. It was probably anywhere between maybe $3 to $4 an item, so we probably paid $3 to $4 for these shoes. It looks like we sold them for a best offer of $30. Again, 3 into 30 or 4 into 30, good $20 profit margin there. Happy with that. 66, we got another pair of shoes back to back. These are a North Face pair. Again, I think this may have been a reseller buyout. I think this pair actually may have came with a FootJoy as well from before. So again, paying $3 to $4 for this pair here, selling it for that best offer of $30. Number 67, we're seeing this brand again, Mother Jeans. This one's a mid-rise. This was the Looker crop style. Looks like it sold for a offer sent out of $39.10 plus shipping. 68, streetwear brand. Again, we don't normally list a lot of our streetwear. We normally sell a lot of it locally. However, we ended up listing this one for some reason. Stussy sweater, cool little like creamsicle kind of colorway to it. It sold for $38.88, which I believe was full price. We listed it at $47.38 out the door. Number 69, it looks like we have this dovetail workwear overalls. These are nice utility overalls in like a black colorway. These are actually a women's pair. Even though it's a women's pair, not a men's pair, still sold full price for $38.88. Jumping over to item number 70, we have a really cool vintage Nike windbreaker, full zip from the 90s. Big Nike swoosh on the back. This one actually had a company or a hotel embroidery on the chest, which was the Lipton. But again, that did not stop it for selling for full price at $38.88. 71, I remember picking this one up at the bins not long ago. So this probably sold within a week of us listing it, probably within a couple days, if not the same day, because I literally remember just picking this up like just the other day. So number 71, $38.88 is a common denominator here, and I guess the past few items, because this one sold full price $38.88. This was a really nice Polo Ralph Lauren full zip jacket. This one had a really nice Sherpa feel to it. One of the better jackets I've seen in pretty recent time from Polo Ralph Lauren that we personally have picked up. So I was pretty stoked about getting that one. It looked really good quality, and again, it showed, being that it sold pretty much right away. Number 72, we got the simple plain old Nike swoosh t-shirt, nothing crazy about it. We back in the day, a couple of years ago, before really putting a lot of our Nike stuff on our whatnot, we did, of course, as you see, put some of the Nike stuff on our eBay, but this one did sell full price, so we somehow it ended up going into our pile of eBay stuff to list recently, because this sold within their 30-day window. Because it sold within a 45-day window, because 45th day is when we start our markdown sales. So this one sold within 45 days for full price, $18.88 for a nice basic gray Nike t-shirt. 73, we have a Ralph Lauren polo jean. So it's an older Ralph Lauren jacket, full zip. I believe this one was something we ended up getting from a buyout from a nice young lady who did eBay with her sons. Her son stopped doing it, so they gave her all their inventory, and she felt overwhelmed, so then she stopped eBay and she sold us all the inventory essentially, or we picked through what inventory that we wanted. And I think I have a recent video a few videos ago. I think I filmed it, and I think I uploaded it, this buyout. Regardless, this one I also had a really cool spell on the sleeve. Looks like we ended up taking a best offer on this one of $35, which in my opinion is kind of low for this particular item, but again, happy with it. Again, probably paid less than $5 for this piece, so turn and burn all day long. 74, we have this nice Helly Hansen workwear jacket. This one here, again, was something that on a recent video, went to south of Tampa, the Sarasota area. We actually picked this up in that video. So again, this is something that probably sold within a week of listing it. It looks like it sold possibly for full price at that $34.99 mark. $46.95 out the door, including shipping. So what we're gonna do, guys, is the final 25 items of this 100 item list. We're gonna pop up on the screen for y'all. That way the video isn't an hour long. So here they are, guys, the final 25 items from this list. A lot of great bread and butter items here, a lot of great brands. Hopefully there's some brands here that you guys haven't seen before, don't normally pick up, that you can start picking up and making more money with your eBay when you're out sourcing. For the total month of August, looks like we sold less items, I think, than we did the month before. It looks like we sold 1,005 items in the month of August, with a grand total sold of $30,664.78. That is gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, because it shows us that you guys are liking the content, to put more like this out there. If you have a video idea, feel free to drop it in the comments down below, and don't forget, of course, to hit that subscribe button if you got any sort of value out of this video. Until next time, y'all, keep on turning $1 to a dream. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace, love ya.